completed. The wheelchairs have had their first run and their second run coming up. Lara is back with me to talk us through that. Mixed bag of results. So OECU, they were incredibly quick, under a minute, but they only completed 3 tasks. Robility Enhanced, who are the champions to beat, took their time, got the full 40 points. I don't think OECU are going to attempt the rough terrain. Their chair just isn't made for it. So really, it's now for them just about increasing the speed.
Not only increasing the speed, because I think for task 1 and also task 3, they were quite quick. Going through the restaurant, going through the tables, that was actually performed really well, and same for the crowd task.
Yeah.
I think they can really improve for the pickup task, because we saw them already try yesterday during the rehearsals and it did not quite work out. Today again, I think it was really, really close, but I think they have a good chance to really get those 30 points.
Well, there are only 2 teams here in the wheelchair race, so whoever comes out on top after this heat is going to be the champion. Let's have a look at this morning, the sort of versatility of OECU through the restaurant. Very, very tough to beat, but a slip up at the end with the picking up of the bottle. Rolf Schock had the perfect run, took his time, got through the tricky section, which is the restaurant phase, which is the first phase, and then had absolutely no problem later on, and he achieved the task that he didn't do yesterday in practice, the picking up of the bottle. So we'll see whether that works out again.
And if they can improve their time.
So again, worth pointing out the difference between the 2 wheelchairs. Lara, for the untrained eye like myself, it's all about the wheelbase. Rolf is sitting on a thing where the wheels are what? Almost 80 centimetres apart.
Yeah.
It's a very, very different field.
Also much bigger wheels if you compare it to the device from OECU, and they have a much bigger clearance between the ground and the device itself. So I think that's also what makes them going over the rocky terrain so much easier than, for example, for OECU.
Yeah, but I guess the higher you are off the ground, the less stable you are when you have tilted ground. You can't win it all the time. It's very different. It's sort of case of compromise.
Robility Enhanced, so far they did.
Yeah. Well, he's looking very calm, and he was very matter of fact in his interview after that first run. I think he was expecting some success. A few teething problems yesterday, but I suspect he's put in a little bit of practice in the last 24 hours, because it was an immaculate run. His time was 2:51. OECU's time for the 3 tasks that they completed was 48 seconds. Absolutely fantastic. And actually, if they had gone through the rough terrain as quick as Robility Enhanced had, it still would have been sub 1 minute.
That's true.
So the countdown has started. You can see the screen in the background. Again, the teams start 1 minute apart. Just a reminder that there are 9 different hubs being linked together for this competition. The central base, obviously Zurich, the ETH, and here we are in Japan.
And they're starting. Again, I think the first task is quite easy for them. They will go through it.
In under the table, no contact. You're not allowed to move the furniture at all. Once you're far enough in, the judges give you the all clear to continue over to the other side. Then he has to reverse out. Job done.
Yeah.
Really just about focus there. Goes past the second task. There's the rough terrain. As he said he was going to do, he was not going to attempt it. And this is where he's been good in the past, just tracking the moving obstacle. Really precise movement.
Again, here the advantage of the smaller device makes it much easier to time it to go past the Temius.
Now, the question here is whether they can actually beat the time of their first run. I don't think they're quite going to manage that, but with Rolf Schock and Robility Enhanced scoring maximum points this morning, that means that they are the winners of this discipline. And every time he comes through this section, he gets faster and faster.
Again,
now, this would be nice to see OECU pick this up. Last time, the arm was not quite central. shifts it around.
Yeah, they have an interesting principle of master, where he has his hands, and then the slave robot that's actually touching the bottom. So they have to really find the right position and get a lot of grip on for the 1.5 liters bottle.
Yeah, I think he's well aware that.
He needs to come a little bit closer. But it's good that they're taking their time. I think they were so fast during the first run. Can really take the time to do this task properly.
It is all about completing the task, and you can see the team members are absolutely glued to their screens, holding their breath. Good. Yeah, there's going to be a few big smiles if this is completed. Up it comes, inverts it. Now he's got to get it up onto the table.
First part already done.
He's sweating a bit. You
can really see the tension in his face.
Yeah, I think we need a pulse meter on the athletes as well, because there's a fair amount of nervous tension around.
And here you can also see nicely the difference between the Mobility Enhanced team and their device, where it's mostly about getting the device and then picking it on the table is relatively easy. Yeah. But here it's really...
Is he going to show off and try and get the bottle to stand up? No, I think he'll...
This looks
it
good.
has to stay on the table.
Yes. So not too much force. Yes.
Yeah.
Moving
and just has to bring the arm
good.
back inside the chair itself, and then over the finish line for OECU. Well done to them.
He is relieved.
Yeah. Not as quick as this morning, but very, very impressive indeed. Rolf Schock has picked up the bottle twice in succession. He's made that look easy. Had a look at the time, 2:23 on the clock. He was 2:51 this morning.
Maybe they can set a new record.
He's only got a couple of meters to go over the white line, and the clock stops. That is going to be 2:30, 2:39, somewhere around there, but comfortably inside the time he set this morning. They've rounded it up to 2:40, but either way, he's 11 seconds inside the time this morning. Most of that time made up in the restaurant. Mobility Enhanced going from strength to strength. Let's have a look at OECU. Really good, untouchable in the restaurant.
I agree. Also in the crowd task, I think they're actually faster than Mobility Enhanced.
Well, you're slightly limited by the movement of the objects. You can't go any faster. But this is where their real success came, because this morning this went horribly wrong, and on their second run.
This is really nice to see that they managed it this time.
Yeah.
And then getting a total of 30 points.
And I think what
that's a big accomplishment.
The best pictures. Obviously, their pilot delighted with the way things have gone, Toshiki Ogura, but the rest of the team who've been involved in this project absolutely delighted that they succeeded where they failed earlier on today. Rolf Schock nicely through the crowd feature, and very, very quick picking up the bottle.
Very smooth again.
Yeah, I'm not sure what adjustments they will have made from yesterday, but I think it was just a question of getting the bottle in exactly the right place.
I think it's the position of the vacuum actually on the bottle.
Well, here are these team OECU. Well done, guys. That was fantastic.
Very excited.
What was the most satisfying part of that task? Yeah, we thought so. We could see your faces reacting when you succeeded on that task. So really impressive. Maybe not quite as quick as this morning, but to avoid the red flag on that last one was brilliant.
Yeah.
How nervous were you when you were putting the bottle on the table?
Pardon?
How nervous were you when you were putting the bottle on the table?
ペットボトルを入れた時にどれぐらいこうなんか興奮したか、緊張したかっていう。
子供が生まれた時ぐらい。
He says he nervous when his daughter was born.
Well, can you tell us? Are we going to see you in the October edition?
Yes.
And have you any idea of the sort of changes and aspects you're going to work on between now and then?
But I can hear you. Could you tell more?
We'll look forward to seeing you in October. And thanks very much for your competition today, and good luck in the future.
Okay. Yes,
So Rolf, we challenged you with going a little bit faster, and you achieved it with no problem at all.
Yes, I'm lucky.
Every time you were doing the restaurant task, you were getting faster and faster. Is that just familiarity, or were you using different techniques?
No, it's the same technique.
Just a little bit quicker. And you've obviously won the wheelchair race, scoring 40 points on both occasions. October next. What are you after in the October competition?
How many tasks are there?
10. 10.
So you're after.
So.
And Sylvia, have you any ambitions for the big event in October?
Of course, a lot. We would like to have the full score in the wheelchair discipline, of course. But as you know, we're also competing in the exoskeleton discipline, and there we hope to see Rolf and Thomas in the wheelchair and the exoskeleton discipline sort of fused together.
Yeah, I take it there's a lot of work to do between now and then.
Absolutely, it's a huge challenge.
Yeah, well, we'll look forward to seeing you in action in October, and congratulations for your both runs today. Really impressive.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.